you sent me a golf club. Is that what that is?
It's a putter, actually. It's a putter.
You're Rory McIlroy here.
I was doing some putting, a very old putter, I should say, I bought from a charity shop. I've never used it. It literally was just sitting there.
Shall we go into the second half of the course then?
If we must.
Into 92. 92 has 6 matches as already announced. Should we kick off though with that big question mark over what happens with the match 7 with Randy Orton? Because it's virtually a guarantee. Randy Orton is going to have a match at WrestleMania. They have alluded to it very, very strongly. Theories have been thrown around left, right, and centre. Will it be Nick Aldis? Will it be Rusev? Will it be Aleister Black? Will it be such and such? It's a shame we're not getting Kevin Owens and Randy Orton to this point, unless there's one last twist in the tail and Kevin Owens does actually turn up. But
well, we have to put that big asterisk next to it, don't we? We have to put that big asterisk of, but what if this is all working? You know?
We're pretty confident it's not a work, but you never know.
There is no other sport in this world. Like, you would never hear about somebody, oh, it's a leg break, we're going to be losing this guy for at least this season. You'll never hear a manager say that, and then fucking lo and behold, he's in the starting 11 on Saturday. Like, you would never see that anywhere else in the world, apart from pro wrestling, or would you even be asking the question? So let's assume that Kevin is injured, it's legitimate, and we're not coming back. Again, everyone here at Wrestling Forever, not that he's ever going to hear this, but if he did, all the best, Kevin. Stay healthy. You've got a huge contribution still to make to the wrestling world, in or out the ring. We want to see more of you, but get healthy. But to the Randy Orton question, I'm going to get a little bit of heat for something I'm about to say.
Oh, okay.
Is Aleister Black a big enough return? Because I feel like I consider him a main event caliber talent. And I think AEW cooled a lot of that off.
Yes. You're going down the lines I was going to go down.
Right, okay. So, and as much as I would, and again, it just feels like there's no business there. You know, it just feels
I worry for the reaction more than anything. There is no doubt in my mind that Aleister Black is good enough to be in that situation.
Absolutely.
He's phenomenal, unbelievable. But what I will say is there enough of this new audience that will be in the building? Is there enough of them that know when that music hits, oh shit, is there enough that are going to care? That's my worry.
No, I think you've got that. I think this suffers a lot from letdown, potentially. You know, it's fucking going to be Goldberg. It's like...
by the way, he said he was going to have one more match this year.
You know, is that... and then Randy Orton goes into a feud with Nick Aldis post-Mania. Is that so ridiculous?
I don't think there's many things that sound ridiculous unless you go out and try and say like, oh, it's got to be
Bushwhacker Luke.
Ric Flair, he's got one more match in him. He's got history with Orton. Like, I don't know. My prediction is they'll play it safe and that they'll go with Rusev. I think that's what's going to happen.
I think if we could, man, but it's like I said to you the other week, I kind of hope they go for half Rusev, half Miro.
Yeah.
Rusev the Redeemer.
I would rather more. Put it this way, I would rather it leaned more in the direction of original Rusev than Rusev Day Rusev.
Okay, that's
I want this big monster, the Redeemer. I want somebody that is a believable top guy and I loved Rusev Day. I love that whole gimmick. They dropped the ball with it, but I'd rather the monster Rusev than
Rusev Day is a thing of its time.
Yeah.
As well now. So, but if those horns went and it was Rusev the Redeemer, and he's a killer, like he was when he was TNT champion, a killer. That'd be a great match. Who wins though is the problem.
Because Randy's not had. We spoke about this. Randy's not had a one-on-one pay-per-view win since WrestleMania 37.
Yeah,
it's insane.
If he beats Rusev, what does it do for Rusev? You know,
Squashes him straight away.
or is it just going to be something stupid like he's going to come out there and Pretty Deadly come out and cut a promo and get destroyed and cut and boom, that's it. It's more of an angle than a match.
Oh God. Oh
Um,
no.
yeah, that's kind of where I am.
Oh dear.
And
I love Pretty Deadly, may I just say.
does Big Braun Strowman come out, you know, and get into it with them? I don't have a match either. You don't see me out here bitching and moaning.
The thing is, unless they need to make their decision clear on SmackDown tomorrow night, because they cannot go into WrestleMania, have this as a mystery opponent, and then have something that will suck the life out of that building. If it's going to be something that is a significant downgrade from the original match, they need to get it pre-announced on SmackDown so that everybody in the building knows what they're in for.
Yeah, it can't be a letdown. It can't be a letdown. And that surprise in Mania, beyond like Jeff Hardy, like if they really wanted to go for something mental, you know, the Hardys come out and Jeff Hardy has a match with Randy Orton. But even then, is that enough?
I wouldn't care.
I would go, well, that's cool.
I
don't think I'm going to talk about it the next day, though.
No.
And Randy would need to win.
Yeah, and Randy would need to win. So
it's
a weird one.
Unless Nick Aldis is going to put, or we are going to see our debut, or the igniting of a new feud, or fucking Miz doing it. It's just tricky, man. I almost don't want to think about it, so I could be surprised. You know.
Well,
just
we can move on,
lads. Just don't fuck it up.
Don't fuck it up, or Billy will be round to your gaff, Triple H, with a putter in his hand.
Fucking right, I will. Right up your pedigree. I'll tell you that right now.
Right, let's get through this one quickly. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Bayley and Lyra for the tag team. I can't believe this is the match they've run with. To be quite honest, Billy, why not just make this a triple threat or a fatal four-way match for the Intercontinental Championship? Liv Morgan deserves better. She's been the best woman of the past year, I think, on the roster. Yeah. Bayley and Lyra Valkyria have been a tag team for 2 weeks, and the worst part is, I think they're going to win the titles. That's my prediction.
I love the team of Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan. They got great chemistry. They look like champions. Great at getting heat. Don't switch the title.
Are you going to predict that, though? Are you going to predict that?
I'm going to say that because,
wow.
But it feels like so much lack of care has been put, and it's not against the competitors. They've given it their most.
No, it's not. No, not at all. Not at all.
I mean, the fact that Chelsea Green doesn't have an appearance on this is. I heard at one point she was earmarked potentially as host, which would have been fucking brilliant.
That would have been fun.
But apparently that's not happening. The thing I've got for Raquel Rodriguez is disgusting. Let's admit that. So I'm going to get it out of the way first. Just like, oh my God, you get a concussion. But
go on, Billy. WrestleMania predictions. Get your head screwed on, son.
Come on. But I'm going to say, if you want a feel-good moment, it's going to be Bayley and Lyra, I guess. But
that's what I think. I just think so, and I don't know where it goes after Mania. But I just think that there's so much more fun they could have had with this if it was for the Intercontinental Championship. Two new titles, not one of them on Mania.
Yeah, all I've got to say is these 4 athletes, go out and tear the house up, ladies. Go out and tear the fucking house down.
100%. And after Mania, please start booking the women's tag division with a bit more care.
Yes.
Please, good God Almighty. Anyway, match 2, the build has been absolutely abhorrent for this. In fact, I would say that the guy who's carried this build isn't even involved in the match. AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. It's just a singles 1-on-1 match. Billy, would you agree with me and say this is my assessment? Karrion Kross has carried this rivalry and he's not even in the fucking match.
Yeah, Karrion should be at ringside. He's fucking... I think, do you know that the match they had on Monday, I think really cemented in a lot of people's eyes going, this is how good this guy is.
Yep. He got the entrance back. He was given time.
Great match. Great character. Fans are into him. They are into him now. This guy's a ball hair away from being a babyface. Like, he's a ball hair away from being a babyface. The fact he's not in the match. Logan Paul's not had a win in a while. AJ Styles, I don't really know why he's on WrestleMania. No disrespect to AJ Styles, but I don't know why he's there.
I think they've just fed somebody to Logan Paul who can. No, here's my spoiler for my prediction. I think they've fed someone to Logan Paul that A, can put on a really good match with him, and B, feed him a win, because I do think Logan Paul is going to win this match. Yeah. Will it be through Karrion Kross interfering? Maybe, but even if it's not, I still think Logan Paul will win.
Dude, it'll be some other fucking internet celebrity fucking.
Oh well, of course. Well, we've had. Well, it was Speed last year.
Yeah,
it was KSI the year before. Pure speed. Who will it be this year? I can't fucking wait. Woo-hoo.
Fucking keyboard cat or something like that, dude.
Actually, it'll be that Kaisen. That's my money's on him.
Do you know who it'll be? Salt Bay. They'll be bringing Salt Bay back from 2020.
No, please, no. Please.
Just wait there and do that.
What a wanker. What a wanker.
Did you see him in the World Cup? What a wanker. What a wanker.
Walking about with Messi as if he'd just won it with him.
Do you know what, actually, if you want to turn Logan Paul face, Dale's the guy to do it for.
Have him knock out Soapy. I love it. So look,
Triple H.
Are we both going Logan for the
I'm going
party?
Logan.
Okay.
They're not making use of AJ Styles' final years in the way they should. Get your finger out, guys.
But will that change post-Mania? I hope so.
I want him and Omos back together.
They should have benched Omos.
They have.
How dare they?
And apparently the reason they brought him back early is because they thought he was doing so well in Japan.
Why not let him do what he was doing with Earl Jack?
So they brought him back and then they benched him. Put him and AJ together again.
Yep. Bodyguard stuff, man. It'll work. Anyway, God, we could be here all day talking about Omos. A fatal four-way match for the Intercontinental Championship. We have Braun Breaker defending against, what a match this is, Penta, Finn Balor, and Dominic Mysterio. I will kick us off. I know what my heart wants. My heart wants
you want Dirty Dom to win?
Of course I do, man. Yes. Of course I want Dirty Dom to win. I have a feeling my prediction. Oh, I don't know. My prediction's Penta. There you go.
Wow.
My prediction is Penta. I think any four of these guys could win. I think there's a legitimate story there for any four of them to win. I'm going Penta for one reason. I think that Braun will lose to one of these three guys.
Right.
But I think that Finn and Dominic are going to finally split up post-Mania, and I have a feeling they're just going to do that without the Intercontinental Championship being involved. Penta can go on and be this fighting champion, putting on banger after banger, different opposition, different matches. But I could see, as I said, I could see it. I could see Braun retaining. I could see Penta winning because I've predicted it. I could see Finn getting one last title match, but title run, but I don't think he really needs. And I could see Dom winning because it's Dom. But my heart wants Dom. My head says Penta. That's my prediction, Billy.
My prediction is this. I think Braun's retaining.
Oh, do you?
I just
really?
think Braun, I want Dirty Dom to win. I
think everybody deep down wants Dom to win.
I cannot make that any clearer. I want Dom to win. However, I think Braun's going to retain. He's on a tear just now. They're building him as the next guy. The idea of him surviving, and it doesn't take anything. It doesn't take any heat. I think we could see some shenanigans between Dom and Finn, like you said. Doesn't do Penta any harm. He's only been with the company, 3 months. I just get the feeling Braun's going to retain on this one, just because I don't. It's for me. There's always like a difficulty in the transition. When does Braun become the next guy? When do they start making the journey to the next guy, if that's the way? And Triple H isn't about rushing this. So if they are seeing a definitive retain, and you think about it, anyone in that stadium is going to be, and Netflix, for the first time, we're going to have so many new eyes on WrestleMania. There's going to be so many new eyes. You imagine you put somebody like Braun Breaker in there and he fucking retains and he looks like a monster. That's a lot of people buying Braun Breaker t-shirts come Monday.
That's true. I mean, it's his first Mania, man. You're really making a compelling case, Billy. You're making a really compelling case. I could see that.
So I'm going with Braun. I'm going with Braun.
Right. That's nice. I like how different we need like a forfeit here. The way we're going with the differences.
We need another guy here. The difference maker. That's what we need.
Right. The next
that's
match.
what I'm
Oh,
thinking.
sorry. Have you got
No,
something
mate,
you
on you
want
go,
to
on you
add?
go.
Next match is I'm gonna say it. I think this could steal the weekend. I think it could steal the weekend.
Oh,
It's a Sin City street fight between none other than Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest. I'm so glad they have added a stipulation to this match. I'm
yeah.
so glad about how well these two guys have done to make me buy into this. This was a match I was really not arsed about when it was first announced. I really wasn't bothered. But credit to both men, in my opinion, they have done a great job at making me care, that make me think this match could be great. And as I said, I think this could steal the weekend, Billy. I
Yeah.
really do.
Do you know something? Let the boys go and rip it up.
Mm-hmm.
Let them go and rip it up. They've done the storytelling. It's all ingrained. Just let these two 6'7" eighters just go for it. Just let them go for it. Bet this be the match that we're going. The winner of this goes into the world title picture.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what this match needs to be. And I honestly believe it can be. I honestly believe it can be. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. We make no secret about it. We're both fans of Drew and Damian Priest. Like,
Yes.
no one's going to make any. It's a shame that this match is not for a title. I'm going to make that clear. But we care.
We care.
Like, we care. So that's all we need.
Sometimes caring means more than a title, man. Sometimes
Yep.
caring. I care significantly more about this than I do LA Knight and Jacob Fatu, for example.
You see, there's a prime example. There's a prime example.
So, like, I think that caring sometimes outweighs the title, Billy.
And this could be silly as balls, right? This could be silly as balls. It could be brutal. You could have somebody getting hit in the head with a puggy or a fruit machine, if anyone doesn't know what that is. Yeah, they could make it as silly as arse. They really, really could. And Drew with his eye patch.
His eye patch is
stuff,
I love it. So on that note, my prediction, I think it's a really hard one because I don't see any of these two guys being hurt by losing this match. I agree in the sense that whoever wins should probably go into the title picture, and maybe that would hurt someone not getting the chance. I'm going to go Drew. I'm going to let the hometown pride or the home country pride come through, and I'm going to go for Drew.
Good old-fashioned hometown pride, a bit of bigotry just to get us back to where we want to be. I'm going with Drew as well for a slightly different reason. Obviously, we love the big man, but I think he kind of like I want him to get a Mania win.
Well,
I just want him to get that big Mania win.
I was trying to think to myself there, and that's what I've been Googling while I've been talking to you. Has Damian Priest ever won at WrestleMania?
I guess he kind of won last year.
Oh, yeah, of course. He cashed in.
Then so did Drew, technically.
So did Drew. And I was just thinking in like an actual proper match, though, take away the cash in, like, has Priest ever won at Mania? Because he had a match at 37. Let me scroll down here. Let me see. Where's the results? Can I see the results? He did have a match at 37, but I don't know if he won it or not. It was because he was not US champion going into. Oh yeah. He kind of okay. He won with Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. They beat The Miz and John Morrison, so he has had a Mania win. But I was really confused for a minute.
I just think Drew winning, like, it gives him more options. Damian Priest, I don't think really suffers from it. I mean, Damian winning, the only way I could see, if Damian wins, then he challenges Gunther.
Mm-hmm. Okay, fair enough.
He challenges Gunther. I guess you could argue that. I guess Drew could be a great first opponent for Jay, but he's so much better than Jay, so I don't really know how that plays off. So I'm going with Drew, but I could see the bisexual Undertaker taking it home.
Okay, so right, that's right. Wow, cool. Right, cool.
Taking who on this said.
Right, two last matches to go through. We're on the final stretch now, Billy. First off,
feels quicker than last time, though. It feels quicker.
It does. Triple threat women's championship match. Io Sky, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley. We spoke about this on the podcast quite heavily last week about what we think the potential outcome of this match would be. Has your opinions changed since this time last week when we filmed?
I think and I want Io to win. Right?
Okay. So you stay the same. You stay the same as you were this time last week.
But I get a feeling
Right.
in my belly
Right.
that something's going to happen with Bianca Belair.
Mm.
Because you know that way that somebody keeps telling you how popular someone is, but you don't really believe it?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's where Bianca Belair's got into. If she was revealed to be a mastermind behind a lot of things, if her and Naomi will have revealed to have done some stuff backstage, I mean, because you think about it, it would make total sense if
Yep.
Bianca had been like, get rid of Jade, you can be my tag team partner, then win the tag team championships.
Mm-hmm.
You know, look, I'll get my shot at the world title. You keep Jade busy.
Mm-hmm. I can see it, man.
It makes total sense. When she was crying her eyes out and Naomi being targeted, was she doing that or being beaten up by Jade? Was it because she couldn't believe it, or was it because Naomi, her best friend, was getting targeted and she was freaking out because Jade Cargill was back and she was pissed?
Mm-hmm.
They nearly figured out the plan. If that goes down, it's Bianca.
Right. We're the same. We're in the exact same boat.
I don't think it's Rhea. I don't think it's Rhea.
Rhea is the only one that she cannot win this match. I said this. I will die on this hill. We are a Rhea Ripley championship away, and I mean, of course, at some point, fans will want to be champ again. Whatever, like it'll come a time when it's naturally happen. But we are a Rhea Ripley championship win away from fans turning on her. Like it is, it's brewing online, man. It's brewing. People are getting a wee bit tired. We need a wee break from Rhea being at the top of the card. Yeah,
she needs time off.
Yeah.
I mean, she got married. Go and give her some time off.
Go get a proper honeymoon.
She should have had it. She should have, had the time off. A return at Mania would have been great if she'd been off for 3 months.
She could have faced Randy Orton.
I love that. I love that.
She could have faced Randy Orton. If she was gone, she could have done it.
That'd have been a good match, man. That'd have been a good match. Or the China Memorial Battle Royal, which is one that got rumored a little while back.
Right.
It doesn't do Rhea any good. Io, I think, is brilliant. And if she'd retained the title, it would be great. If she somehow retained the title, but the heel shenanigans all happened within it. God, it wouldn't do Rhea any harm to turn heel either, to be honest. I know she's a t-shirt selling machine, but she was when she was a bad guy as well. Just to make that clear, because people have got kinks. But let's face it, some of you dirty, thirsty bastards on the internet, take a drink and settle down. Raquel's mine. But the thing is, and who are we missing? Sorry, Ryan, I feel like we're only mentioning 3 people.
Who are we missing?
Bianca, Rhea. Who are we missing?
Who are we missing?
Is it only a 3-way?
It's only a 3-way.
What the fuck am I doing?
I was so confused. I was like,
Naomi? What disrespectful bastard.
No, but I think I'm in the exact same camp as you. I want Io to win. That's who I like to see win.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be Bianca, just because, hell, it's been over 2 years since Bianca was last Women's World Champion. And, actually, technically, I think it was like, she won it at SummerSlam and Io cashed in, didn't she? So she was champion for 5 minutes. But I think that I can just see that happening because of Naomi helping out, which will eventually lead into Jade getting a shot down the line.
Yeah.
Maybe in a little while. So I'm going Bianca, but I want it to be Io.
Can I give one last little bit of creative booking?
Go on, sir.
All right, here we go. Asuka returns.
Oh, you were forgetting about Asuka.
Asuka returns, helps Io retain the title, get the win and get the fuck out of there. But Bianca loses her fucking mind. Right. So Jade Cargill comes down to celebrate or something. Bianca turns on her. Naomi put the boots to her and Rhea. You've just made yourself a super face tag team in Rhea and Jade. And it would give them both. It would give them both something to do.
Yep, it could kill some time for a while doing other. Do you know what? Not against that.
Keeps them away from the title as well. Because
it does.
Unless Bianca is again, if someone is a mega heel, they need someone to defend that title against, and I just don't think Jade is it just yet. If they put the title on Jade in the next 6 months, they're going to kill it. They're going to kill her.
Right.
And they need
Right.
to keep her away from that. She needs to be ready.
Okay.
She needs to win the Women's Royal Rumble next year.
That's fair. That's a fair assessment.
And I would love to see Io retain. And just if you're going to make Bianca and Naomi like a top heel tag team, top heel faction, they'd be fucking great. They'd be
I
absolutely
agree.
brilliant. And all the back shots. Good on you, Naomi. All the back shots. Big
Yeah, on you go, Big Jam. Right, so let's take this home. Let's take this home.
Disrespectful. She's
The
the
main event of WrestleMania. Talk about fantasy booking. Talking about who would have predicted this time last year we would be seeing a heel John Cena in his last WrestleMania match. Nobody would have thought that this time this year, but here we are. Cody Rhodes defends his WWE Championship against John Cena in the main event of WrestleMania. We've had it confirmed that Travis Scott will be at WrestleMania, which probably means that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson will be at WrestleMania. Yeah. We also know that Nevada, home of Stone Cold Steve Austin, means that he will probably be at WrestleMania. I'm a little bit worried that they try too hard to replicate what happened last year.
Yeah.
I don't want to see the same thing happen where, like, oh, The Rock comes out and instead of a gong, here's Steve Austin to help Cody win. Like, it made sense last year. This year, I don't think it necessarily makes a lot of sense. If The Rock gets involved, The Rock gets involved. That makes sense. Of course that makes sense. But I don't think he necessarily needs Stone Cold to come down and save him and, whatever. I think this match could go either way, man. I don't know yet.
I don't get the vibe Stone Cold being involved with this does anything.
No.
I think
it was stupid.
The surprise is one thing, but I think like him with Kevin Owens, it wasn't a surprise.
We knew it was happening.
We knew he was going to be there and they were going to have an altercation.
Get Stone Cold on this show. It doesn't need to be in that match, though.
Let me put it to you this way. An advertised Stone Cold sells another 10 to 20,000 tickets.
Mm-hmm.
Stone Cold's going to be doing something at Stone Cold at WrestleMania sells 10,000 tickets. Stone Cold doing something at WrestleMania sells 20.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I don't see the point of him being there. I know he said he will be in Vegas, which I think is just him doing a bit of business. I still kind of hope for Punk versus Austin at Mania.
One day.
Maybe next year. I always kind of hoped that was going to be the main event we were going to get.
Mm-hmm.
But that's neither here nor there. The Rock being involved, it puts me off this. Cena and
the biggest Rock hater in the world outside. Like, I thought I could be top.
I really am not. What I don't like is someone unnecessarily being involved.
Yeah, no, I mean, especially because he hasn't been involved since Elimination Chamber. Like, every segment between Cody and Cena has been just those two guys.
Cody and Cena can do this on their own.
Yeah.
I don't see what The Rock adds to it. It'd be like adding a fifth wheel to your car. It's like, it still drives, I guess, and it looks unusual.
But then what you've got to remember is how much of an egotistical maniac he is.
There is that.
Yep.
And him going, I'll come out and I'll do the fucking, and I'll fucking. What does it add?
I don't think it would add much, but I can see it happening. I
also hope that Cody gets a fucking receipt and Travis Scott, sneaky little bastard.
Bust his eardrum.
Pelt him. If I were Travis Scott, I'd be shitting myself. I would be shitting myself.
Would you like to come to WrestleMania? No.
No. I'd be shitting myself that any time Cody Rhodes came near me, I'm going to get fucking clocked one. So let's get to predictions. Let's get down to it. Like the rest of the wrestling world, who seem to think that John Cena is walking out of there with a title, and the storyline that he's put in place of "I'm going to kill wrestling," he kind of has to do that from a powerful position.
Yep,
like, he kind of has to do that for being the top. But what I'll say is this: so this is where the problem is, that Cody Rhodes is meant to be the head of the snake. He's meant to be the top draw, Premier League. Like, he is the man of the moment. What does it really do handing that title to someone whose time is, the story is, his time has passed? This is the final hurrah. What does that do? Unless you're going to unleash a civil war in WWE of some description. That's me playing booking going way too forward, because who does John Cena work with? What are people fighting for if he said he's going to kill the title? Are we going to see some between him and Punk, or there's a lot to do there. So I am going to make the unpopular call that I think Cody Rhodes is going to retain.
I think it's a call that's becoming more popular by the week.
Really?
I think after that segment in London, especially, I think a lot of people were like, "This guy is the guy. This guy is a superstar. He's a top man, and him beating Cena isn't that bad for business." I could see Cody walking out of WrestleMania as champion.
Yeah,
I could see it. And I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. It opens avenues for Cena. The time's going to slip away. Is number 17 even going to happen? Will he revert back to the principles that won him in the other 16?
Yeah.
There's a lot of avenues they can explore. I don't think it's as clean cut as Cena definitely winning. However, my prediction is for Cena to win.
Yeah, I think
I'm going to differ from you.
I'm inclined to agree, because I think it opens up more interesting things. And I will say that I don't think it'll do Cody any harm.
No, of course not. No way.
I don't think it'll do him
Especially
any
because it'll probably Cody that wins it back from Cena, unless they go for The Rock taking it off Cena.
Yeah. I mean, they could do something fucking nuts, like have Cena win the title and then hand it to The Rock.
Mate, I wouldn't be stunned. I would not be stunned.
I kind of want that to happen.
Imagine Cena's last night in the business, right? And I don't think this will happen, because I think he will retire a face. But imagine his last night in the business. He's in the ring with The Rock, and just as he's about to say his farewell speech, he gets on his back, he lies down, and The Rock places his foot on top of John Cena. The referee counts to 3, and that's how John Cena walks out of WWE. Imagine something like that, I just think my opinion for Cena winning is just because him turning heel is arguably the biggest moment in the history of the business. It's the most watched, it's the most talked about. It is Cena turning heel wasn't ever meant to happen, and they've done it. They finally pulled the trigger on it after 25 years. And I just think that all of that would feel kind of not pointless, because it wouldn't be pointless, but
it would feel kind of pointless. No,
it would feel a little bit pointless if there's not a result that comes from it, and I think that result is him winning the title. But I also think that there's a solid chance Cody wins.
and that's what's good about this. You asked me a question right at the start. How did I feel about the build to this? It's unpredictable. Which I think is great. And I don't actually think we've had a Mania. We could be wrong across the board with everything we've said.
Could be. I could go 0 for 13.
You could go 0 for 13. Exactly. And that's what I think is really good about this Mania. Sometimes it is nice to lead people down a path, and there'll be people in that building that will be there to see John Cena win.
Yep.
Because they're not going to see it again tomorrow.
They'll go home devastated when he loses.
And there'll be people that devastate with it. There'll be people that devastate when Cody Rhodes loses. But then does Cody, I mean, he's a man that gets the business. He needs to chase the title again. He needs to chase the title. Cody's been the golden boy. Do they need to have a Drew McIntyre or Damian Priest going, you've had your shot? Does CM Punk win on night 1 and go, it's my turn. It's my turn to go for the title now, because I think we're due a draft. Are we still going to have a draft?
Yeah, I think there's meant to be. Triple H said there's going to be a post-Mania draft.
So, we could see Punk, but I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't fucking barely split. What the fuck are we talking about here? Do you know what I mean? But,
I know.
Are they going to be putting CM Punk on a Sunday night? Sunday night, beg your pardon, a Friday night to give that a little bit of star quality there? Are they going to try and build guys on Netflix like Damian Priest? There's a lot to be going on, so I'm quite looking forward to sitting back with some popcorn and some Pepsi Max and just watching this bad boy play out. Really looking forward to it.
I think it could be a great main event. I hope that they're given the right amount of time. I hope that they're given the right amount of storytelling direction that can allow them to tell what could be one of the best told stories in the history of WrestleMania. Billy, I'm excited for this main event, and I think they could have had more to do in the build here, but ultimately what matters is what happens on the night.
Let's face it, they could have done more to build. But, we're excited. We would love to hear, wherever you're watching this video, hopefully you're going to be getting to watch this just before WrestleMania weekend. We would love to hear. Hit us up on social media, but by all means, pop it in the comments. We would love to hear your predictions, or even your predictions for what happens after Mania. The conversation, Ryan, turns to that so fucking fast. So fast. We would love to hear, what do you think about that? Who do you think is going to turn up in the Raw after Mania? Has it become too hyped? Like, are we going to be seeing, is everyone going to be waiting for Aleister Black or somebody to debut, and there's going to be nobody? Mind that year we all went mad when the Revival debuted, and then the following year it was, what's his name? Oh, fuck, that's terrible. He's in the Hurt Business.
Oh, no, I thought you were talking about Bobby Lashley. I thought you were talking about Lars Sullivan. Remember, he debuted the night after WrestleMania 35.
I liked Lars Sullivan before he was a bigoted, woman-hating, gay-hating, just piece of shit.
Yes.
But then
moving swiftly on.
I don't think we're going to see Lars Sullivan in a Legends Battle Royal. Let's put it that way. But we'd love to hear what you think. Of course, you can hit me and Ryan up, or any of the socials, or indeed just pop in the comments whenever you see this video. My friends, good luck to you surviving WrestleMania weekend. And we will see you on the other side.